Right guys, welcome back to the Regal Gentleman YouTube channel, The Hunter Collective. Today we've got Alfie in the chair. How you doing, mate?
I'm good,
you good?
You? Yeah.
So, tell me what we're doing. It looks long.
Yes, so I haven't had my hair cut in a while.
Okay.
So today I pretty much just want like a big trim. I don't really know how to kind of describe it.
What look are you trying to achieve? What are you thinking of going for? Because what is this, have you had long hair for a while or is this grown out from something?
So this has grown out from quarantine.
Wow, okay.
So I've never had long hair before.
What was it like before then?
Skin fade curtains.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
just that whole
nice.
look.
What look are you trying to achieve then? What are you thinking?
If I was to put it in 2 words, it would be cleaner.
Yeah.
But also wavy.
Okay.
So cleaner and wavy.
Okay. So
yeah.
Okay, cleaner and wavy. Okay, so a couple of things with long hair on guys. It's very hard to make long hair look tidy on guys. Yeah. Okay, because neck hair, sideburns, things like that. Okay. So to make a haircut look tidy in long hair, or to make a haircut look tidy in general, is usually lining out an edging of the hairline. But when you've got longer hair, you can't do that. Okay, so when I think of you saying cleaner, I think you mean a bit shorter. That's what I would think. A bit closer in, not as big, not as puffy. Yeah. Okay.
100%. Yeah.
And have you got any images that you're looking at? Have you got anything you can show me? Have you got something? Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're not far off, really. You're not far off, but you want. You don't want it as short as that, though, do you?
Just a tiny bit longer. Literally,
okay.
Like the tiniest bit longer.
Tiniest bit longer. Okay. So maybe what if it was a bit more over the ears, covering?
Yeah, that's
yeah. Because that's a good way to understand how we can make what length choosing it's longer. It's based on how much it comes over the ears. Okay. So would you like that to sit a little bit, maybe a bit lower down, maybe towards the earring length on the ears?
No, maybe just
the middle.
Yeah, middle.
Yeah. Okay, the middle of the ear. Okay, that's cool. That's always a good indication of how short you need to go, because we can base it on how short we take on the ears. It's a fair chunk coming off then. Yeah. Fair chunk coming off. Okay, cool. And the same on the top. You want that kind of like loose, kind of almost curtains in a sense, but like a bit looser.
Looser. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, literally.
Okay, cool, That's it. All right, Sam, we'll take that in. And the good thing is, you've come with a picture, which I swear by that, because when I can make it look like the photograph, you're even more happy, but also it makes me have a better understanding of where you're coming from. Because it's hard for you to explain what you want doing, right? And you're not a hairdresser or a barber, so it's hard to explain it. But I'm going to razor cut the whole of this as well, because I think this type of hair with the loose curl, and you still want the wave in there and stuff, you still want that little flick at the bottom as well, so you can still a little tiny bit come out. See, a razor works perfect on this kind of thick, kind of wavy hair. All right, so I'm going to do the full haircut with a razor, just to mix it up a little bit. I think the finish will be so nice. It'll be so loose. It'll be very serrated as well around the edges. It won't be blocky at all. And I think it's a first for the channel. I don't think I've done a full razor cut, so I thought that'd be you're a good example of what a razor can do for someone with longer hair. So what we'll do, we'll give it a shampoo and a condition, and then we'll get started. All right. So I've just shampooed and conditioned Alfie's hair. Now we've just been having a chat about the styling routine at the end, because I want this to be as easy and achievable for Alfie at home as well. Now, just to give you a bit of background on Alfie, if you don't recognise him with the mask on, he's a content creator, and he's very, he does a lot of TikTok and things like that. So he's moving about an awful lot. So his lifestyle is moving. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because one of the things he said to me, maybe it was on camera or not, was he doesn't want to go in his eyes. Again, because he films a lot of content, and you want to be able, you just want it to look good and not be bothering you as you're doing your job, right? But what we're going to do first of all on this is I'm going to put in a horseshoe section, okay? Because I want to, again, I use this for the majority of my videos. It works a treat for me. It helps me separate the back and sides to the top. I go nice and straight across. I'm going to drop it down a little bit at the back as well. You can see it's coming straight, and then it's dipping down. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to leave that section out because, as you can see, it's on its own almost. So you think where the recession is, where the sideburn is, it's got quite a lot of detail. So I will leave that section and bring that in just to preserve the thickness through this bit here. Now, bearing in mind, we want to leave length in here. We're sort of halfway to the ear. I'm going to pull this front section back so we can maintain a lot of length through there, just so it fills up that gap there. So I'm going to remove that. So that's over my fingers. So I'm pulling over, and I'm working down towards my fingers. Like that. I'm stopping halfway because there's no grip between the bottoms of my finger there. Straight towards you. Taking that off as well. There we go. Now if you look, there's some sections a bit shorter. That'll enhance that curl, but just give a really nice finish. So just use a guide from the top. Again, follow the guide from behind. Pull it out, you'll see it come past your finger there. and then work it into your finger. Now, because I'm using a texture razor, there is a safety element to this with the teeth at the top, which covers the razor blade, so I can work it to my fingers. But if you're using like a cutthroat, try and stop before you get to the fingers, because there is no safety guard on that. So now I'm just working inwards to the neckline. I'll switch it over now. I'm going my fingers inwards because I want it at the bottom a little bit shorter. Towards the neckline now, to get that little graduation. A bit shorter towards the neck. Again, the neckline is the longest and lowest point, so you get away with going a bit shorter there. You have a nice natural graduation when you do it with your fingers. I'm going to start to cross check. Make sure I'm sticking with my guide. Yeah, it's all saying the same length. And guide, out, over the top. Just keeping a little bit of length down the bottom, but just enough that you get a little flick. Now we will be tidying all that up freehand in a little bit. Now, as we get to this bit here now, I'm going to work straight on. Because the section behind, a bit shorter, but I still want to leave a little bit of length just through the back bit there to fill it up a little bit as well. Pop this section back into the last one, like so. I'm going to work to the ear, okay, so the middle of the ear. So I'm working on top of the hairline and just sliding through that. So you look at the finish you get. It's very nice and serrated. Then I'll pull this forwards, like so. Away, down. Pull it nice and straight. We can just wear to the collar. Shorten that down nicely. I'm just using a little bit of freehand razor just to thin out the edges so it flicks a little bit more, with it being a bit shorter. Hold it like a pen. I'd like a little graduation in now as well. Slide through, add them shorter elements in there as well. So even some longer hair, that will curl up nicely, so as it dries, it'll be a lot shorter, but then you still have that longer effect into the hair. I'm just going to work the razor across. Now, the reason why I'm doing it at a slightly different angle is because I want to change the texture. Alright, so when it falls, it moves nicely this way. As it falls flat, you've got a different texture to it as well. Pull that out, slide right in. There. Tie over his neckline. Again from the eyebrow. Just using that. What we're doing is keeping a nice bit of thickness through the back, filling up again the hairline there, and just creating that kind of nice shape, nice silhouette to the haircut as well. Pull that out and take some nice short sections in there. So the overall length is long. You can't see the way it hides in the interior of the hair, but what it does, it just adds that little bit of texture when you start to dry that off and add the product. Then little short bits come out, add movement, add texture. Same as before. Now, top comes into play. So take the clips out. Right, so we're going to work horizontal now, okay? Because we want to build up the length on the top. Now we want to take some off, but what we'll be left with is just a length that falls just nicely. We'll take a section above, and we'll use the eyebrows as the guide. Okay, because it'll match up either way into the sides, but I'm going to use the eyebrows as a guide, because that's essentially cutting into the fringe now. Using the eyes as a guide, I'm going to work across. Starts to fall when I want it to. Good thing is as well, if you see underneath, I've also got a guide from the hairline underneath as well. So all this will still blend in, even though it is technically a disconnection, because the way the hair's been cut underneath, you got the layers sitting shorter, longer, it'll just all nicely blend in. Sections are roughly, say, I don't know, 4 or 5 teeth wide, because we're taking a bit of length off. I'll guide to the eyes. There we go, the eyes are there. Another section just before the centre. There's the guide I'm looking at, but I've also got the guide from the eyes as well. There we go. One more section, just off centre. There's my guide. As we bring that back, the heaviness falls nice into the front. We can break all this up as well in a minute, but we're not getting any line or anything like that at all, you see? And again, using the eyes as the guide. Just before the centre. Again, there's my guide. Only a little bit. Just off centre. And then we go, like I said, hardly anything to take off. It's all matching. So what we do now is we'll work through the top and move the length through the middle. So now we do work out how much we want to take off. So we want this to fall into the eyebrows, right? So we're going to do this into the eyes. So again, we're going to match it to that point and that point there. There we go. And just with the razor and your thumb, pinching like that against the razor, creates that finish. And just slide up like that. Pull it out towards you. Put that out. There we go. Same again, all that length. Now, we'll work again horizontally now, and add our secondary shape in, leaving the fringe out. Take a section over like this. I'm just going to work with the razor. Same thing again, I'm just going to work it going from forward to back. So I want to encourage this hair to have that direction to come back, like so. Try and force that hair just to fall back nice and easy. Same again. I'm going to do it the other way now. So back to front, just again to switch up that texture, to encourage the hair to fall forwards. It's just adds a lot of texture. When he does push it back, it just falls very easily for him. All the way over that, and just mix it up. Whichever way you want, left, right, just to create that texture. Leave the fringe out. Just going to mirror what we did on the other side. Over. Remember, this is going back now. Front to back to really encourage the hair to fall back. And back to front. And all the way over, and we just mix this bit up now as well. Whichever way you want. I'm going to pull this out. I'm just going to start to thin this out a little bit. As you can see, it's very thick. So this is all just accumulation of bulk and length, working horizontal, and then working horizontal through the top as well. Just from like the middle to the ends, so we're working to. Not going too close to the roots. Again, we don't want this to stick up. We're just looking to try and thin it out and texturize it. The last little bit of texture I'm going to do before I start to style this is I'm just going to do a little bit of texturizing through here, a little bit of root lift as well, just to give a little bit of height. So from halfway up, just working through the hair. Okay, so them little shorter bits, see them short bits there? They're going to help them stand up and not sit so flat. I'm going quite deep with this because obviously it's very thick hair here. Again, I'm leaving the fringe out. I want that fringe to really just fall very natural, so I'm not trying to dictate or change the way that wants to fall. Again, that's a really big part of this look, is that kind of like separation at the front, like kind of curtains vibe. So I'm not looking to do too much to that. It's more everywhere else I want to work on. There we go, that's looking nice. So what I'm gonna do is this, little bit of cream, okay? Start with about a sort of what would you say that was, like a 5p piece. So rub it between our fingers, all over. I'm gonna scrunch this into the hair. Now this is towel dried, okay? So this is what you can do at home. You can do this towel dried and you can let this dry naturally. Okay. I'm gonna speed up the process by using a diffuser. A diffuser is probably the closest you'll get to naturally drying your hair, okay? I want this just to be a loose kind of curtains like that. So it just falls very naturally. As you can see, there's no center part in this because I've cut it either side of the center. So you're not left with that kind of center part, okay? Now, comes to using the diffuser, you want to dry the way you want it to fall like this, okay? But you can add a little bit something to it as well. So high speed, medium heat. Just start by drying it over the style. Just use your fingers just to pull it into place where you want to go and just dry it over the style like that, okay? Emphasize a bit more by just pushing on the hair to bring out that curl a bit more. I'm just looking for it to just sit in a very natural way. So it looks very effortless for Alfie as well. So it doesn't look like we've actually styled it like this, except we have, all right? Little secret to when you're doing like any photo shoots or something is this kind of styling, where you make it look effortless. But we've done a style for Alfie that is based on a photograph that he showed me that works for your hair, okay? Now, again, utilising the razor, I thought was just a brilliant way to create that really messy look in his hair. And that very natural, effortless look as well. So the perimeter of the hairline just being really messy and choppy with still with structure in it. But also that lovely kind of way the ends are cut, just that very serrated finish is just perfect for this kind of style. Because you see all the short bits through it, but it doesn't look untidy. Now the last checks I need to do now, I need to take off the neck collar and just check the neck, okay? So hit down for me again, there we go. So again, when we call about clean, this to me is clean, okay? Shorter on the neck, it's not hanging over the collar, but we've got that structure and that shape in there that holds it in place. It's got shape all the way around, it doesn't look out of place, doesn't look odd on Alfie's head. It all sits nice. And the final test is I want you to run your fingers through your hair. Okay, so I want you to run your fingers through your hair and style it the way you'd like to style it.
This is absolutely perfect.
Is it? Do it. Just run your fingers through it. It'll fall back, I promise you.
Oh my god, it feels so soft. I love it.
It's cool, isn't it? See? Yeah. Without being in the centre part, I've just dried it like that for you. Okay?
Yeah.
And you get the little flicks through there. Again, you get, what you'll find when you're working with the razor, right, you get unevenness through it. So you get a little bit that looks a little bit longer, you get a bit that looks a bit shorter, then one day you'll wake up and go, oh, that's a bit longer. Oh, actually, it matches now. It all fits in well with each other, all right? It just adds that real natural finish, especially that shape that you're looking for.
I love it.
Happy, yeah?
I'm absolutely, like, this is perfect.
Awesome, thanks, man. Right, let me just show you now. Take the gown off, so you've got your true clothing on as well, so you see it a bit better. Again, it always works when you take the gown off, because then the haircut really comes to life with what you're wearing as well. That is what you get. So you've got that weight at the back.
Wow.
You've got that shape sitting in there as well. So does that look clean to you?
It's just perfect.
It looks nice, doesn't it?
It's perfect, yeah.
Thank you very much, man. There we go.
This is it.
Awesome. Oh, thanks, man. I'm glad we got there, mate. We got there. But I liked your input, though. I liked what you wanted. So it was nice to work together with that as well.
Yeah, this is like so much, like, it's just amazing. This is what I've been envisioning for like the longest time, because I've been wanting to get a haircut for at least a month, and I didn't know where to go. But then when Kieran referred I was like, yeah, I'm ready for this.
Awesome, man. That's wicked. No, but I love it. But again, the thing is, I don't want you to be precious with your hair. Again, your job that you do, you're filming video content, you're going to be moving about.
Exactly.
I don't want this to be the only way you wear it. So that's why I said just run your fingers through it. Right. I don't want you to be stuck going, oh, I can't move it now because it looks like this. Yeah. It will always look like that. And one day it might not. One day it might more move over to one side more. It doesn't matter because it's all cut evenly. And you've got the shape in there. Yeah. This is on you. And then you start taking the perimeter.
Literally everything I want. Yeah. Like, even more.
That's awesome, mate. I'm so happy.